What's up, guys? Welcome to the video for today. We're going to be making a video about our new weekly watch list, and we're going to be going over 4 out of the many of my watch list, and we'll go into detail on these 4 tickers right here: DOCU, AMD, Roku, and Facebook. We're going to dive into it. On each one, we're going to explain what I am looking at for this week, what to buy calls at, and what to buy puts at, and patterns. And so we'll talk about it. So we'll dive straight in. We're not going to waste any time here. First thing is DOCU, and this looks good setup. We had a good week last week. We're going to talk about the pattern right here. So this pattern is a bullish wedge right here. We have a nice setup that we have been building for quite a bit right here. And this range right here has been quite some low volume, and due to that, nobody's trading this name much recently because it is currently consolidating inside a big pattern. And usually during patterns build up, the volume is quiet, and that pretty much triggers a squeeze play, or pretty much a squeeze play. And whenever a pattern, or the longer it goes sideways, the bigger the move will be. So this one has been pretty quiet for a while, and we are looking at a possible big breakout anytime soon this week if we can clear over certain levels in this chart right here. So we have a downtrend line right here. You can see we have a white line, we have a resistance right here, we have a resistance right here, we have multiple resistance candles right here that we have pretty much rejected from the white line, and right here and right here as well. So we have a trend line and we have an uptrend line right here. So we have support right here, we have support right here, we have support right here. So right now we're pretty much at the top of the range, and maybe this week we can break the trend line for a pop higher. So where do we need to break in order to break this pattern and get the breakout out of the bullish wedge? So we have a resistance right here that we have been struggling to break for the past couple of weeks right here at 303.50, which is the resistance from right here. And this could be a supply zone resistance, and this is why I am not in it yet, because we don't know how many times we can get rejected from this resistance right here. So that is why I put in my watch list calls over 303.50, just to be safe and make sure we are actually breaking out, instead of the price being right here and buying calls, and the next day it gets rejected again. So we don't know until we clear this resistance at 303.50. So once we break that 303.50, we're going to have a breakout of the wedge, which you can see the trend line is coming down as we are pretty much entering in this week right here. So anytime we clear this 303.50, we're going to have the breakout over, and we'll push towards the 308, which is the price target one. And that is pretty much where we had the resistance on a daily chart right here, and that's where we have a struggle to break multiple days throughout 3 weeks right here. And we haven't gotten a break or close over this 308 except for right here, but this was a very low volume play right here, and next day it just got rejected and fell back. So over 303.50, we're going to see and make a pop towards 308, and then over that, if we close over it, we're going to pop towards 315 or 314.76 to be exact, hold the all-time high. And if we get over that, we can possibly get 324.50. Only way I'm going to play this for this week is calls over 303.50. And we're not going to do puts, because if we break below that 296.23, there is some moving average support right here. So there's no point of playing puts, because we could see some bounces right here, pretty much off of either 294, 292, or 290-ish areas. So this is more bullish than bearish, and there's no point of playing puts on this one. So calls above 303.50, price targets 308, 315. If we break the all-time high, we could get 325. And I don't know when we could get that 325. but it can take two to 3 weeks. We don't know. The stock will do it, and we react to it. We don't know when. We don't tell it what to do. The stock does what it wants, so we follow it. Next is AMD. And I dived into this a little more. This one has been pretty much a really choppy one the past few weeks. But I believe this one's actually having a breakout now due to multiple setups. So we have a triangle right here, a little bit of a wedge triangle. We have a trend line right here, from right here, right here, right here. And we broke it last Friday. We did have a falling wedge right here that decided to not play out and just had a fake out and failed, and it consolidated too long after that fallen wedge. So the fallen wedge is no longer in play, but we did form a new setup, which I just found earlier today, and it looks like we do have an inverse head and shoulder right inside this bullish wedge breakout right here. So we have an inverted left shoulder right here, we have an inverted head right here, and we had the inverted right shoulder right here. So looks like this one's currently looking bullish so far, and after hours doing good as well. We're holding the level right there. We're not dropping, we're not rising, we're just flat right here, and looks like we're gonna need to clear this 112.50-ish area just to be sure that we are breaking out above the multi-day resistance and the inverted head and shoulder resistance right here. So over 112.50, we're going to get the breakout, get the pop towards 116, and then maybe the all-time high if that is doable. So I don't know if we can do it this week, but based on the breakouts from the past couple weeks or past month right here, we had a multi-day breakout which went from 93 to 97 or 96 to 103. So we've had about a $5 to $8 range every time we had a nice breakout. So over 112.50, we can get around 116, and 116 to 122 is about a $6.50 move. So it could be this week or next week, but I'd rather see 160 more than 122 because that will be too quick for the stock to move. So price target is 116 for this week. Calls over 112.50, and we are currently in it, but due to the new week, we're gonna have to wait for the 112.50 to clear, and then you could add calls above if you want. So make sure you're on the right time frame as well. If you found your chart on a daily chart, you can enter calls above 112.50 on the daily chart or the daily candles, which is 1 day long candles, unless you find a resistance at a smaller time frame, but my level is 112.50. So this is a bullish setup. I am very bullish on AMD for the next week right here. This should be a good setup, good breakout towards the 116, and who knows, but 122.50 is the all-time high. Next is Roku, and this one is a little bit of a tricky name lately, but we haven't touched this in a while, due to distraction, or this was just too choppy because of the up and down bounces. But this has been selling off for the past month or so, pretty much exactly a month, and we have sold off a lot from 490 all the way down to around 340, and this could be a bear flag right here. A bear flag in play. It's only going to be a bear flag if we break down 350, 120. And you can see right here, this pretty much is a support right here. The Roku has been pretty much building right here from last week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This was the support from all of last week at 350, 120. And we're not going to buy any puts until we break below 351.20 on the daily chart, okay? So if you break below 351.20, we're going to get the breakdown and sell off towards the next recent low, which was at 340 right here. If we break out of the fallen wedge, or I mean the bear flag, if you break out the bear flag right here, we can break upside and forget about the bear flag. In over 366, 40-ish level, that can get the breakout higher towards the 100 moving average right here around this area, around 370, 360, and then 379.30 or 380. This one's going to be a option 1 or option 2 play right here. So we have 2 different ways we can play Roku for this week, and we're only going to play the specific option on whichever Roku decides to pick. So we're going to do this. Mentioned in my watch list, we're going to do calls over 366.40 for breakthrough, a run towards 370, 360, and possibly 379.30. If we don't do that and we break down instead at 351.20, if we break below that, we could see 340 next, which is about $11 move right there for Roku from 351 and 340. So calls above 366.40, puts below 351.20. Simple as that. Next is, the last one is going to be Facebook, and this one has been breaking out. This one is a little bit trickier because tech has been having rotations back and forth all last week because of Powell. And last Friday, Powell spoke, and pretty much the market liked it. The market liked and reacted good in a good way. And pretty much everything in the market just ran up. And it was mostly tech that had the best reaction. And Facebook is one of my favorite ones due to the breakout currently. And everything else is pretty much a solid setup, but it's not as good as Facebook is looking. So on Facebook weekly chart right here, we have a nice setup. We are pretty much breaking out of the flag right here, or you can do triangle right here. So there's 2 bullish weekly breakouts for Facebook right here, and looks very good so far. If you see right here on Facebook, we are having a nice breakout, continuation higher after days of consolidation right here. So we broke through 366.50, which was the trigger level for calls above, and it looks like we decided to pop higher and get that 370, 330. So this one's strong so far. The volume is spiking back. We are breaking out with 2 bullish patterns. Over 373, we could get the move higher, get the daily breakout, which is a new body bullish candle above 370, 330. Next, above that is going to be the all-time high, which is at 377.55, and over that we can easily see 384.50. And one thing to note about Facebook is when this moves, it moves quick. So you got to be quick with this one. If we get over 373.30 on open or 15-minute break or an hourly break, whichever's up to you that you're seeing resistance. Mine is the daily chart, but you can do whatever you want. But over 373.30 is going to be the breakout higher towards the all-time high and 384.50. And Facebook has been acting very well the past couple months, and I really like how the stock moves. So all these 4 tickers for you guys are my analysis on it for this video, and I hope this video helped you identify patterns and breakouts, breakdowns, understanding what to buy or when to buy, and so there. So hope you guys learned a lot of the video, and let's have a great week. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions or any feedback, please leave a comment below, or any video suggestions, please leave it below. I'll make more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.